Okay, everyone, I am back and I have selected a few of my empty bottles that I need to toss in the trash. But what I do, and I'll show you this part, I have a couple of bottles. Now this one is not empty by chance, and I know you cannot see what's on there, but this is not empty at all. This is one of the bottles that I have the essential oils that I just had. I don't know when I purchased it, but I've had it quite some time, and it is an essential oil. And oftentimes with essential or any other kind of oil, fragrance oil or just oil in general, olive oil in general, sometimes when the oils run down on the side of the bottle, it will make the glue come off the label and you'll lose your label. So I just decided a really easy remedy for that is, once it begins to come off, is I take one of my Avery mailing labels, and I know you can't see that either, but these are mailing labels. This is the back of the mailing label. So these are mailing labels that I have had forever and a day. I recycle. I not only use the mailing labels, but I do use just general sheets of paper. You know, no rocket science here, but maybe I turn off this light. No, turn it back on. But this is just kind of how I catalog everything. Now I take the labels and I put it on the bottle, and then I take a piece of tape, this kind here, just the transparent tape, and I just affix it around the label again. So I have two forms of adhesive on the bottle. That would be the label that goes with the label, the adhesive on the label already, and then the tape. Now you don't have to do that. I've used sticky notes and put tape around it, pieces of paper, notebook paper, copier paper, whatever I had at the time. So it's not deep, but that's just kind of what I do. And then of course I label whether it's an essential oil or whether it is fragrance oil. Now, one of the things that I did not do when I first got these bottles, I generally put the date that I got them on the bottle. So on my bottle, I would have, like, I got this from a health food store. This is a bottle of spearmint, and I got this one. I ran out and got this from the health food store because I do infusions all the time. I put a pot of water on the stove, and I put some oil in it, and just to refresh the air in my home. So I do that. So I ran out to the health food store and I got this, but for me, I just want to label when I got the bottle, so I can kind of judge how long it takes me to use it, and whether it's something that I need to keep around, because I have a few bottles of essential oils that I've gotten that I don't use that much. I have anise. Let's see. Yeah, this is a bottle of anise, and on here it's 100% pure. And I know you can't see that either. Sorry. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna fix this where you guys can see what I have. But I have a bottle of anise here, and it is 100% pure essential oil, and on the label it says it's for cheering, and then on the side of the bottle some suggested usage for a joyful atmosphere. It says you can mix in a pot of water or create a synergy for yourself in another bottle, but you could add 5 drops of the anise, 5 drops of clary sage, which I have, and 4 drops of lemon, which I have, and you can put it on a diffuser ring. I don't like the diffuser rings, and generally you can put those on, they're metal, and you can set them on your light bulb. I don't do that. One, I've had 2 mishaps. The ring caught on fire, it heated up and it burned, and then 2, after it burned, then I had where one just kind of melted the side of my lamp. I don't know what was in there, it was just too hot. So I don't use lamp ring diffusers at all, and they have the metal ones, of course, and I don't know how it caught on fire. Maybe it caught the fringe at the bottom of my around the side of my lamp. So I don't put anything on my light bulbs any longer. So once again, you can use the tea lights with the diffuser with the little oil pots and the little candle tea lights that you put under there. It has a little top on the little apparatus, a little bowl or so on the top, and you can heat your oils for your home with that. That's pretty good. But I just am very cautious about putting anything on a lamp. And then of course with it, anything, any candle or any item that's going to be heated, you have to be careful, never leaving your room too long, if at all, with the candle burning. Not leaving a lit flame where other things can be caught. Now that sounds very simple, but oils, if you use oils, there's a certain oils have different flash points. That's the point at which it gets hot and catches on fire. So you have to be mindful. So many people have thought they put out the candle went out, but it came back on. Something, debris in your candle caught on fire. I've seen that happen. I was sitting in the room and I watched that happen. So just be mindful of anything that you would use that has an open flame. Now, one of the things that they use nowadays for candles, instead of using an open flame or burning a candle, is one of those candle warmers. I had one. I'm not sure what I did with it. I have a candle warmer, but I'm gonna tell you what I also do. I turn my coffee pot on and I stick my candle on my coffee pot burner sometimes after I've had finished my pot of coffee, and I just heat my room that way. I've also been told that you need to be mindful of the plug-ins. I've never had a problem with that, but just, you know, everything deserves caution nowadays, so just be cautious of what you do, what you plug in. So having done that public service announcement, let me get started. Like I started off to tell you earlier, I just peel the label off the bottles. I just peel the label off my empty bottles, and then I stick them on a notebook paper. There you go, fragrance log 2010, and there actually is a label there, you just can't see it. And I take all of those old empty containers. This one is, like I said, spearmint, and I just peel the label off, and they're very easy to come off, and then I fix them to the paper very neatly, because I have a thing about that. And that's all that I do with that. Now these are my empty bottles. The bottles that do have a fragrance in it, of course, I leave the labels on there. Now the labels that are coming off, I take them off, and then I just replace them with a handmade label. So I'll be getting back with you again, and we'll go over the process that I use to relabel my bulk products. But this was very, very simple, very easy. It's kind of a no-brainer, but it is important if you have a lot of fragrances, if you are a do-it-yourselfer and you use a lot of fragrance, or you keep a lot of product. Whenever you get shea butter or anything like that, it is good to repackage. Take it out of the package that is in, put it in your own packaging. I use a wax paper a lot of times. I take wax paper if I have shea butter that I can freeze. Now I've heard different accounts. Some people say do not freeze your shea butter, and then I've had other people say it's okay to freeze your shea butter. Some people say just put it in the refrigerator. Some people say don't do that. So yeah, it works for me. I put a small amount. Now when I have large amounts, of course I can't put it in the refrigerator, but I put it in a cool, dry, dark place. So that it won't go rancid. And I take care of my shea butters and things of that nature so that they won't go rancid. That's a lot of money that you spend on product to have it go to the bad. So, but anyway, so once I get finished with this, I'll be back and I'll show you some of the bulk products that I have left over that need to be recatalogued. So thank you so much.